Good morning, Oxford. My name is Madonna Van Fossen. I am the Executive Director for the Oxford Downtown Development Authority. Welcome to Daybreak. If you haven't seen this show before, usually I host it with Joe Young, the village manager. However, he had a meeting in Lake Orion, which is kind of a good thing because lately, Oxford and Lake Orion have been partnering together, trying to work out several issues that are going to hopefully save us some money. It's always a good thing to get to know your neighbor. I have worked with Suzanne Perot, the DDA director down in Lake Orion. Over the holidays, we ran a special promotion, a public relations campaign, and actually won an award through Main Street, Oakland County. You probably already know that if you've seen the show, so thank you for letting me repeat it. I want to talk about our streetscape today, the project that the DDA has been working on for almost 2 years now. It doesn't seem like 2 years have gone by, but actually it has. Before I do that, I just want to give you a quick rundown about the DDA. Again, this may be repetitive for some people, but I think it's really important so people understand, people in the community, how the DDA works and what's going on. We are made up by all volunteers. My position as executive director is the only paid position, but I have 4 committees. I have a 9-person board. The committees are the design committee, the promotions committee, the economic restructuring committee, and the organization committee. Each committee focuses on several projects throughout the year, goals that the DDA tries to achieve, hopefully staying within our budget. I'm really excited about the committees and the projects that they're working on. The Economic Restructuring Committee their main focus has been on the streetscape, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. They are also, though, establishing a 501c3 for the DDA so we can garner and collect money and contributions for our streetscape to help us pay for it. The organization committee is kind of the behind-the-scenes committee, and their big focus is on the financial end of the DDA. Currently, we're working on the 2013-2014 budget for our fiscal year, which begins on July 4th. We meet several times with the Village Council. We get their feedback because they ultimately have to approve our budget. And I just want to give a shout out to the Village Council and a thank you to all the Village Council. We have, over the past couple of years, it's just been wonderful to work with them. Both parties are very willing to get along, and they've come up with some great ideas for some cost savings, so I just want to thank them for that. The Promotions Committee, as you might guess, works on promoting the downtown. In the past years, a lot of that focus has been on the events which bring foot traffic downtown, and they benefit the business owners downtown, and they also give the residents and the visitors something to do and expose them and introduce them to this great community. However, in addition to that, the Promotions Committee is now focusing on, they're going to have an event, and we're not sure of the name, but it's going to be something similar to, yes, we're open for business. And this is going to be a whole day event where people who want to open up a second business maybe, or open up a business, can come to Oxford, get information, get a tour. We're going to have, it's going to be kind of a walking tour. We're going to have vacant properties open with information. We're going to have them visit actual current store owners so they can see what drew them to Oxford, what are the benefits here of being in Oxford. We've got information to send them home with. So we're really excited about that day. A couple other things the Promotions Committee is working on. We're taking a look at the flags that hang on the street poles in downtown Oxford. We'd like to update them. We'd also like to update our Christmas decorations because from what I understand, they're probably going on 15 to 20 years old. And although they're beautiful and have served a purpose, we think it's time to at least start replacing some of them. So I think I've covered all of the design committee. I did not cover the design committee because, well, not because, but I want to tell you I'm really excited about them. I'm not sure what they're doing because they would not let me stay at their meeting last night, but they were given their purpose is the overall design of the downtown. They also do things like they approve or recommend to the DDA board what grants would be approved because the DDA does have the ability to give out a sign grant and facade grants. However, the design committee several months ago took a tour of the downtown, and they were tasked with coming up with shovel-ready projects. Oftentimes I have many grants coming across my desk, but the time frame in which you're allowed to apply for them is maybe a couple of weeks to a month. And to get all of the requirements of what the grants are needing is virtually impossible unless you have shovel-ready projects. So that's what the design committee is doing and has been working on for several months. I got just a quick sneak preview last month of some designs and look fabulous. So I'm very excited to hear what the design committee has, the proposals that they're going to be making to the DDA board, and I'll keep you posted on that because I'm sure it's going to be beautiful and add to the downtown. So that has to do with the committees at the DDA. So right now I want to focus on the streetscape. As I said earlier, we've been working on this for about 2 years now. It started with the introduction of the Village Council adopting a complete street resolution. We hired a company, Birchler and Arroyo, Grissom and Metz, to actually come up with a streetscape enhancement plan, which they did a beautiful job. We've had several rollout meetings, several sessions. We've got the plan online at the DDA website. But we need to reintroduce it again to the public. The targeted date is 2015 or 16, hopefully 15, that we would begin to do this streetscape. The determining factor in deciding exactly when it will be is up to MDOT. MDOT owns M24, and a majority of the streetscape that we are proposing happens on M24. I learned recently that a lot of people think the reason the DDA wants to do the streetscape is to make our downtown pretty. But I've got information for you and news. Our downtown is already pretty. It's a great downtown. The problem with the downtown is it's not a walkable downtown because of M24. One of the Oxford's greatest assets is that we have about 35,000 cars and trucks that pass through our downtown every single day. One of our biggest defects is downtown Oxford has about 35,000 cars and trucks that pass through their downtown every day. So the whole purpose of this streetscape is to make our downtown safe. We do not by any means want to introduce getting rid of the traffic, getting rid of the semis or anything like that, because Oxford began with those people. You know, the gravel, we were the gravel capital of the world, so we want to embrace that, and we have plans to do that. What we want to do is slow the traffic down, make some enhancements in the downtown that I'm going to update you a little more in a few minutes, and make our community walkable. So we have the foot traffic that supports our businesses, and we have the foot traffic that brings people downtown, and people can discover what a great place Oxford is to live. So in my next segment, in just a few minutes here, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to kind of walk you through a few things that the streetscape is doing. In the meantime, thanks so much for listening, and I'll be right back.
Returning to the crash site is tough. Made a traffic stop on Gratiot. As I was about to go and get my dog out of my car, a drunk driver struck the back of my canine SUV. The mirror and spotlight on my driver's side pillar struck me square in the face. What I do remember is what everybody... I remember what everybody did for me.
Living Legends helps cops and their families in need. Please donate today.
Welcome back. My name is Madonna Van Fossen. I am the Executive Director for the Oxford Downtown Development Authority, and welcome to Daybreak. My co-host Joe Young is actually at a meeting with down in Lake Orion, so not able to be here today. For the second segment of this show, I would like to give you a little more detail about the proposed streetscape that the DDA has been working on for about 2 years. One of the main things the streetscape has been proposed for is to make the pedestrian environment more appealing, safe, and vibrant in our downtown. Because right now it's not. You've got the traffic going through, you've got the high volumes of speed once in a while, you've got curbs that need to be fixed, you've got uneven brick pavers. The maintenance on the sidewalks, the right-of-ways, it's varied in the downtown area, so we need to kind of even that out. There are no streetscape elements between the sidewalk and the road to help to protect and separate pedestrians from the vehicles. Now, in our proposed streetscape, there is a slight change in the on-street parking. A lot of people were up in arms because they said, we got rid of the on-street parking. We did not get rid of the on-street parking. I believe we did reduce it by, I think it was 7 spaces. We actually moved it down a little bit so that some plantings, low bushes and things like that, greenery could be planted, because that actually psychologically provides a buffer to a pedestrian who's walking on the street. Studies have shown that they feel safer with some sort of a buffer between themselves and the street. So that's one of the elements of the streetscape. The planting of the trees that are downtown, which again help provide the buffer. The trees that are downtown now, they're not in adequate size space to grow, and they're deteriorating, so we want to improve that so they grow and they offer shade and cover. There are several curb cuts along Washington, where the curb is cut out and an exit going down or a ramp going down to nowhere, to the middle of the street. So I'm not sure what that's for or what plan didn't get finished, but those have to be corrected, because if you are on a wheelchair and, for instance, you happen to get caught and slide down, there would be nothing to stop you and you would go right out into the middle of traffic, and we certainly don't want to have that happen. There's been significant curb damage at the major intersection of Burdick and Washington Street, where the major semis turn the corner. So those need to be repaired. And the whole crossing of the streets, the only intersection for pedestrians to safely cross M24 in downtown Oxford is at Burdick and 24, which is wonderful, except for the fact, let's just say you were up north, in the block north of Burdick Street, over at Witches, and you wanted to go across the street to Mark A. Young Jewelers. You would have to actually walk all the way down to Burdick Street, cross Washington, and then walk all the way up. And we have found that people just don't do that. They'll get in their car behind Witches, go drive around to the other side, and then park behind Mark A. Young Jewelers. While that's okay, because it's a form of transportation, what they're doing is missing all the shops and things, in between, and it's just not convenient. And sometimes when they get in the car, instead of going over there, they just drive away. So we want to keep people downtown. Again, another aspect for the streetscape is to fix the sidewalks. Another aspect, throughout the downtown area, there are several pedestrian shortcuts that can take you from the parking lot to the street. One example would be by Ellis Fashions, between Ellis Fashion and OC Photo Works. The barber shop is in the back behind the parking lot. That's a great shortcut, but I'm sorry to say it's boring. It needs to be picked up a bit. It needs to draw people from the parking lot to the front of the store, so then they can walk up and down the streets and they can experience all the other businesses that have their front doors on M24. I talked about the planting. We want to improve those. We've got our parking lots in the rear of the buildings. We are one of the few communities that have as much parking as we do, and it's free. So that's a huge asset for us here in Oxford. However, sometimes, and the southwest parking lot and the southeast parking lot, always packed. The northwest parking lot, the northeast parking lot, not so much. What we need to do is encourage people to come over there and park, and you can do that through a variety of things. And one of the things that we want to do is introduce maybe some plantings, maybe some greenery, maybe some flowers, so people don't have the sea of cement. And then again, encourage, develop those walkways that will take a person from point A to point B. And we have them right now, but the problem is nobody notices them because they're not visible, they're not vibrant, they're not inviting. So this is one of the things that this streetscape will also do to help move traffic throughout our downtown. That's the goal. Not only move it throughout our downtown, but make it accessible regardless of your mode of transportation. Whether you're walking, whether you're pushing a stroller, whether you're in a wheelchair, whether you are riding a bicycle, or whether you're driving a car. This is the goal for the streetscape, based on the Complete Streets resolution to make transportation within and movability within our downtown area safe and accessible to everybody, regardless of your mode of transportation. The noise level that we experienced during our walkability audit when the semis passed by was over 100 decibels. Now, studies have shown that anything over 70 decibels can actually do physical damage to your ear and your hearing. So when we were out on the walkability audit, it was measured, and it was measured over 100 decibels. Now, how do you stop that? You can't stop the traffic, you can't stop the noise, but studies have also shown that if you decrease the traffic, if you slow it down, traffic calming, all of those words mean the same thing, slow the traffic down, the noise level will slow down. So how do you slow the traffic down? Well, there's several different ways that we're doing it. The streetscape is one of the ways. Introducing the gateways at the north and south entrance to the downtown area on M24 with the visual things here, with the planting, the flowers, the changes in the parking, that type of thing. Studies have shown actually that people subconsciously, when they come into an area like this, they will on their own slow down. So this is one of the goals that we're doing here. Another thing that we discovered at our walkability audit is there are no separate bike lanes for someone who's riding on a bicycle throughout the village. So we have actually developed a transportation plan that includes bike lanes throughout the village and downtown. We need to offer also outdoor seating. The village council, yay, just approved the outdoor seating, which we're very excited about in our downtown. However, we need to have safe areas where people are going to want to sit outside. We also need to put some benches downtown. So it's more inviting for people to come downtown, spend time downtown, whether it's eat, whether it's in the park listening to concerts, or just hanging out, whether it's shopping in the stores. We have got a great downtown, and we have forever been known as the best kept secret in North Oakland County. Guess what? Downtown Oxford is small done right. Secret's out. I'll be right back. Thank you very much.
I'm program director.
Production supervisor.
Producer, editor.
All right, Mr. Tweedle, are you ready?
I'm an editor at Oxford Community Television.
I am the station manager.
What?
We're rolling. I'm proud to be a producer here at Oxford Community Television.
Action.
What do you do at OCTV?
I do science in the news and auto talk.
Politicians!
I'm sorry, I didn't say the right things.
What do I do? I'm a jack of all trades.
Actually, I almost got to play a dead body. You made more money if you played a dead body.
I love working here. I graduated from Bell and Howell.
I went to school for it.
Team player here.
Hi, Kelly.
Dave.
And I bring all the shows that you watch together.
In the business for 40 years. I've been a production manager, I've been a program manager, I've been a general manager.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Wham! Wham! I'm a big part of the Addison Living Show.
OCTV has some of the most imaginative people working here.
You can take a story and turn it into something visual.
I'm constantly an individual who wants to learn things.
I do this because we are your voice.
Oh, I love to do music stuff here with OCTV.
I love enthusiasm. I love people who enjoy their job.
He can do that.
Anything about broadcasting, I just really loved it.
We want you.
I am.
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 I am OCTV.
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 We can do this.
Hi, and welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Madonna Van Fossen, the director for the Oxford Downtown Development Authority, and I've been talking about our proposed streetscape during this show. I want to finish up, and I just want to show you a couple of the drawings in case you haven't seen them, and also let you know that you are invited at any point in time to come into my office and I can give you a one-on-one tour of our streetscape, or I want to invite everybody to the Village Council meeting on Tuesday, April 9th, where we will be having a presentation given to the Village Council. The meeting starts at 6:30 and it's in the council chambers located right at 22 West Burdick, the village offices, the same building as the police station. So let me just show you. This is a view of looking north on M24 what the streetscape could look like. See all the trees, how beautiful it is, the cover. You've got the bushes down at the bottom, which provides a buffer for pedestrians walking up and down the streets. I want to show you a second picture that focuses in on what it could look like with the torchieres. These planters actually have lights in them that shine in the buildings, on the buildings at night, and it's very beautiful. They also have a self-watering systems, and the plants can be, changed all throughout the year. So it's actually a low maintenance. But look at the tables. Wouldn't that be fun to see people eating out downtown, eating outside downtown? And then last, I just want to show you, this is a kind of a bird's eye view. This is the intersection of Burdick and Washington streets. But it just looks so clean and inviting, and you see the different color in the asphalt there, the brick pavers and the cement. That really helps everything. All of these elements involved help to calm the traffic, which will make it much safer for us downtown Oxford, which will draw people, help support our business. That's economic development. That's what this streetscape is all about, the economic development of our downtown, and that's what a DDA is supposed to focus on, and that's our commitment to you. For the last portion of the segment, I just want to let you know what's going on downtown Oxford and within the community. First of all, the township is looking for an administrative assistant in their building treasurer department. You can contact the township. Their phone number is 248-628-9787 and speak with Deanna Burns Cushing to find out information about that. Also coming up, we have OCTV. I don't know about you, but I just want to give a shout out to everybody at OCTV because they are doing a phenomenal job with all of the programs they're doing, and I want to thank them for allowing Joe and I for the opportunity every week to come and tell you what's going on downtown. But they are having a Police Week tribute that's going to be held Saturday, May 11th from 10 to 2 right here at the station. You're going to be hearing more about that before May, but I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that. The first thing they have going on, though, which is really exciting, is on Saturday, April 20th, so it's coming up. They're having a bridal expo. It's from 10 to 2 on that Saturday. It's right here at the television station, which is located at 1775 North Lapeer Road. You can contact them at 248-628-9658. What's great about this bridal expo that they're having? First of all, you can win a $1,500 wedding video. So you can have your wedding videoed for free. How often does that happen? But they're going to have so many vendors, local vendors here, where you will benefit. If you're going to be getting married in the future, you need to come to this expo and check out all the vendors and get their information. Whether it's a florist, whether you're looking for your dress, invitations, limos, DJs, photo booths. You can have the jeweler, Mark A. Young Jeweler, is sponsoring this, hosting it with OCTV, so thank you, Mark. If you haven't been in his store, his jewelry is absolutely gorgeous. So you can come in, you can get information, anything and everything you need for your wedding, you can get in downtown Oxford. Who knew? We're trying to make that become more public knowledge with all of the other things we're doing. People have probably heard about the Lone Ranger. This is a huge promotion going on. If you're not aware, Brace Beamer, who was the radio voice of the Lone Ranger for, I believe, about 70 years. This is his 80th anniversary for the Lone Ranger radio show. And the Community Events Committee has a subcommittee working specifically on all kinds of events throughout the year to highlight and the Lone Ranger. One of the biggest ones that we're working on is at Celebrate Oxford, which is our biggest event of the year. It's going to happen on August 3rd. We're going to have a Lone Ranger parade. You can contact Joe Young at the village office to get information about that. The museum has been putting together all kinds of displays. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have all throughout the year tie in everything we do with the Lone Ranger. We're going to have fun things like masks going on. We're checking on the name. How can we advertise this? There's some legal things that we have to clear up to make sure it's either going to be Celebrate the Lone Ranger or Celebrate Lone Ranger. Regardless of what it is, we are the home of the mask. So keep your ears posted, or your ears open and your eyes posted, for information about all the activities coming with the Lone Ranger. It's going to be a lot of fun. Another thing, we talked earlier in the program about partnering. We partnered with Lake Orion on several different things. One of the things that we've partnered with them over the past couple of years is the Relay for Life. And this is the event that helps raise money and awareness to fight cancer. This year, the Relay for Life event is going to be on June 1st. It's going to be held at Friendship Park, which is right at the corner of Baldwin and Clarkston Roads in Lake Orion. And it's a great event. If you have never been to one, it's for a great cause. There's a lot of fun. People put teams together and they set up camp actually and fill the park, but they have all kinds of fundraisers going on. So there's a lot of activities for children to do. There's a lot of things for people to buy to help support. And then there are ceremonies celebrated throughout the day that honor survivors and honor those that we've lost and all kinds of things. So it's a really great event. If you have never been to a Relay for Life, mark this down on your calendar, Saturday, June 1st, and attend at Friendship Park. One of the special things about this particular year is the American Cancer Society every couple of years does a cancer prevention study where they actually recruit people to sign up. You don't have to do anything other than answer several questions about every year or so. And they've chosen the Oxford Orion Relay for Life as the location to do one of the studies this year. So that's very exciting. Some other things coming down the road. I'm going to wrap it up really quickly. We have the Oxford Chamber of Commerce on April 11th is having their Bowling for Business networking. You can contact Holly Bills at the Chamber to get information. On May 18th is Oxford Township Cleanup Day. Contact the Township Hall to get information. On May 30th, Oxford Chamber of Commerce, their Ladies' Night Out Springs Fashion Show is going to be held. And June 6th, kicks off our concerts in the park with the Oxford High School Jazz Band. With all that being said, it's a lot of information. I want to thank everybody for making it so easy for me to love my job, because I do. Don't forget, downtown Oxford, we're small, but you know what? We're done right. Thanks.
Returning to the crash site is tough. Made a traffic stop on Gratiot. As I was about to go and get my dog out of my car, a drunk driver struck the back of my canine SUV. The mirror and spotlight on my driver's side pillar struck me square in the face. What I do remember is what everybody did for me.
Living Legends helps cops and their families in need. Please donate today.
Hi, I'm Roslyn, Oxford Middle School Wildcat cheerleader, and you're watching OCTV.
Hi, I'm Laura Locke, and this is my art. You can see it on OCTV.
Hi, I'm Nick Peel, Medi for Oxford Lacrosse, and you're watching OCTV.